right, what's good, guys? I'm here with my guy Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports. I mean, if you're a Raiders fan, I think you know who this guy is. All right, he is the OG of
Fair.
YouTube Raiders content. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Raiders
Appreciate it.
content.
If
So
nobody's ever heard of me, go check it out. YouTube.com/Raiders Report. Look it up on YouTube, Facebook. Hit me up, IG, Twitter, Mitchell Renz 365.
those if you've never heard of me, get out of here.
Hey, I mean, there's people.
This is my guy. But yeah, Mitch is a great special. Look, I got the clapper, guys. I got the clapper.
See, I don't know about you, but in Dallas, I've been trying to avoid the clap.
Oh, got to get the good old little doxycycline, little antibiotics. You're straight. Just 7 days.
I mean, a wise man once told me if you never get tested, you can't have anything. So, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have the corona either.
Rona season, eh, boys?
Dude, it's crazy.
Fucking Rona season, eh? Hey, freaking Rona season. We're gonna bleep that out. Rona season, eh, boys? So yeah, I know it's crazy out there, guys. I'm gonna turn this light off because I'm not really feeling it. All right, so obviously for Chucky Heads, baby, we got the gear. Shout out to my guy right here has hooked me up with so much Raiders gear for free because he supports my music. He supports my movement. You know what I'm saying? He's been a huge.
Well, I think the one thing that Raider Nation has taught me is you invest your time in what you want to do, but you invest your feelings into things that you actually truly believe in, right? Like, I didn't grow up a Raider fan, but just being around the amount of Raider fans that I've been around, like, that is a family atmosphere, and like that's the stuff that I love. So when you reached out to me, like, hey, I like what you do. I listened to you. You wanted to support me. I supported you, and like that's what being, I think, a Raider fan is all about. Like, don't get me wrong. I met some crazy people, and as soon as all this stuff gets pushed away, this whole Corona, I can guarantee you, anybody that watches this, we're gonna be slamming a few Coronas in Las Vegas. Like, and I can't wait till it's all over with. But dude, the draft,
it's gonna be
Rona. It's gonna be one hell of a time.
It's gonna be Rona season 2.0. What you see Nelk, the Nelk boys?
I mean, it's actually kind of funny. We've actually had Corona reach out to us about sponsorship. So
really,
yeah, I don't know if I can do it.
Know who the Nelk boys are?
Who?
The Nelk boys?
No, that ain't ringing a bell.
Oh, they have like 100 million subscribers. You got to check them out.
Okay.
Yeah, but so anyway, so guys, let's see. It's April 11th. So that means the draft is in
12 days.
12. See, he's good, man. He knows it all. 12 days. The draft is coming on. Usually this podcast, with this new podcast, guys, I'm going to have a lot of different people on. I know there's going to be music celebrities. There's going to be entertainment, celebrities like Mitch. We're going to have so many different people on here, and I want to give them, a platform to kind of, promo themselves and tell what they do and everything that's going on. So Mitch is on point. I've been utilizing Mitch for about 3 years now for all Raider news. I don't even go on Google. So Mitch is a great guy. Like I said, he supports me. So Mitch, round 1, baby. What I'm thinking wide out in the corner.
Okay.
Wide out, and they have to. We have no number 1 receiver, and our fucking bleep it out. I'm gonna have my editor bleep it out. But who's our second corner?
I think right now, when you look at the Raiders and what they need to be able to do on offense, you have to go wide receiver for the sole point of who's our most important asset realistically on offense. It is Derek Carr, and you need to be able to figure out whether or not he is the guy going into next season. Get him a number 1 wide receiver. I'm a big fan of CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma. You also got Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs. But cornerback, I wasn't crazy about the Eli Apple signing, but it was at least depth. Okay. It was at least depth, and now I think we have to go out and address the cornerback. But it could be like a C.J. Henderson, Christian Fulton.
Well, we got not Malik Collins. We got him as a DT. We got Randall. We got Randall.
Demarius Randall, he'll play safety. Malik Collins, defensive tackle.
We got
But I
Demarius
mean,
Randall. He's
from
solid.
all of our signings, I mean, we signed 12 players in free agency. So the first one was Nick Kukowski, then
Yeah.
it was Marcus Mariota, Corey Littleton, Carl Nassib,
We got
Jason Witten,
Yeah.
Jeff Heath, Malik Collins.
Jeff Heath.
So Jeff Heath is going to be more of a special teams player. So you give him 2 years, $8 million. Our special teams coordinator for the Raiders, his name is Rich Bisacci, who is also with the Cowboys. But a lot of the things that people don't talk about is Rod Marinelli, the new defensive line coordinator, and then Rich Bisacci. They were actually with John Gruden in 2002, back when they won the Super Bowl. So I think like John has a lot of confidence with those two guys, and that's why you see players like all these new Cowboys coming to our roster.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see how in terms of networking in the NFL, with when you see guys that work with each other, how they bring them along and they say, hey, who's your top guy over there? And
I think one of the reasons why Rod Marinelli was hired is because, like, I put money on it this year. Rod Marinelli is going to be the Raiders defensive coordinator by the end of the year. And it had nothing to do with Buckner. He was the Raiders defensive line coordinator last year, did a great job. They moved on from him because if Paul Gunther doesn't get it done by, like, honestly, I think like week 6,
he's done.
He's going to be done. And then you're going to insert Rod Marinelli as the new DC.
I'm not going to lie. I like his formations, though.
You like who?
I like his schemes. I like how he runs the defense. I like his formations. I like Paul Gunther.
Okay.
I like how he likes to bring in the double gap linebackers, fake the blitz, drop them back into coverage. But why? You know why it didn't work? Because we had guys like Nick Morrow. I can't even to hear Whitehead. Like you can't run a complex defense which depends on linebackers to succeed. We had probably the worst statistics in linebacker coverage in the NFL last year. Now we have Corey Littleton, Nick Kwiatkowski. I mean, then we still have Nick Morrow, he's a decent 3. Or Markel Lee, whoever the hell our 3 is. But, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised if they take that number 12. If Isaiah Simmons is still there, do not be. I'm telling you right now, because I'm hearing a lot of rumors. You even said it on your page the other day about Isaiah Simmons. Do not be surprised if they trade up and they get Isaiah Simmons at like 6 or 7. And they lose their back end 1, and they get 2 second rounders, and that's when they go and they get those high caliber. Because our wide receivers, bro, are deep. I mean, you can get Jalen Reagor, who's a sleeper from
TCU.
From TCU, that kid is a speedster. Or Brandon Ayuk from Arizona State.
Yep,
that kid is a monster. I mean, these are all second round guys that you can plug in right away. You got Denzel Mims. You got
first rounder.
You got Laviska Shenault. You got T. Higgins. There's so many good wide receivers in this draft. I mean, within the first 3 rounds, you can get studs all the way through the 3rd round. I mean, good wide receivers.
No, I think that's like one of the things that this draft will be a lot different is you're going to see a lot of wide receiver talent. You're going to see it go, I think, kind of quick at the top. But I think when you talk about the top elite talent, I think CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, they are the 3 players that are a little bit different at that position. And then there is a little bit of a drop-off. I like Justin Jefferson. I like Denzel Mims. I think those will be the next 2 guys.
Jefferson's on Ishmael LSU, right?
Say that again?
Justin Jefferson's LSU?
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I mean, Jefferson was a player who had really obviously good production. I mean, it's hard not to when your quarterback throws for 60 touchdowns and over 5,000 yards. But
Joe Burrow, yeah.
Yeah, I would say though for the Raiders, Isaiah Simmons is going to be gone. If Isaiah Simmons doesn't go top 5, I'll actually be pretty surprised. Yeah, I just think when you look at what he was able to do with the combine. But if there are 2 players that the Raiders would trade up for, I believe it's Jeff Okudah and I believe it's Isaiah Simmons.
The corner.
Yeah, Jeff Okudah is. So John Gruden at the combine literally asked Okudah what planet he was from because he was like, "You're just that
out of this world, bro."
Yeah,
I'm good, right? Levels are good. I'm not too loud.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay,
You're good.
great. Now my mic was being weird for a second. I feel like I was getting some. I getting, all right. I thought I was getting feedback. Yeah, Akuda. I mean, I saw Samoan Raider do a mock draft. I'm like, come on, bro. Like you're that.
See, I like see.
I mean, he's a nice guy, but I'm like, bro, your mock draft. Like, yo, if you're watching this, bro, you're Samoan Raider. You're chill, but some of your mock drafts are trash, bro.
See, I don't know. Like, I know Samoa. I know how hard it is, like in the industry, but I think the important thing when you do a mock draft, and I encourage everyone to do mock drafts, is like
Sanaj T, whatever the hell his name is. You know that kid,
Sanjit.
Sanji. Bro, he reaches on some stuff, man. Like
I
he'll like
mean, I think it's about creating content, and then what you say, you need to be able to back it up, and I think that's part of it. And not everyone's gonna like what you do, but that's at times what makes Raider Nation what it is. Like they're gonna tell you. I mean, the amount of hate I got last year for saying that we reached on Cleveland Furl, it's part of it, right? And I mean, last year the reason why Max Crosby and I were so good is because I hyped up Max all off season. Why? It was a player that I believed in. Are people going to tell you you're crazy? Yeah, sure, but like you're going to get a lot of people that tell you crazy takes.
But bro,
That's what it's about.
I was with you though on Max Crosby. I even said to you, this kid looks like Jared Allen.
Yeah,
Remember, I texted you. I'm like, bro, this kid looks insane. Like
he's good.
he looks insane, bro. He like even during training camp, bro, he was like when we were watching the drills, he was like he was just so much faster and explosive than everybody. And you know what? I didn't rip on you about Clee because I understood why they picked him,
Yep.
but at the same time, I feel like they could have swapped him. I feel like they could have got Clee at 24.
No, I
And I
totally
feel
agree.
like they could have got maybe a top end wideout. They had Antonio at the time.
I,
FAB, FAB.
always.
I got
That's
his
something you got.
number.
That's something you got to be careful about saying on YouTube. We actually got in trouble for saying
Uh,
FAB on the channel
well,
the other day. So,
that
um,
that guy that thinks he's God. Uh,
yep. Yeah, he needs to call God. That guy.
yeah, he needs to call God and get some therapy. And but anyway, because I've talked to him before on my phone, and he's out there.
I believe it. I've
Um,
never talked to him on the phone before, but you know what? AB has made me. AB has put some meals in on my table from putting him on some shows. So you know what, AB, it's all good. It's
I mean, I would love to get him on a show. I tried to, but he got a little rude with me. But
yeah. I
whatever.
mean, I can't even imagine what he would charge to come on a show. If anybody wants to talk Raiders, though, hit me up. We'll talk Raiders.
Talk Raiders. Same thing. John. Hey, Abram. Hey, let's get a little dual show, guys. You know, Josh. Josh, I hit you up. Josh, Josh is a great guy.
Yep.
Always responds to me on IG. Super nice guy. Same thing with Abram. Always responds. You know, really really nice guys. You know, same thing with Max. I feel like our younger players. I feel like they're really humble.
Yep.
I feel like they're drinking that. You know,
The Kool-Aid.
they're drinking that humble juice, man, and they're hungry, you know. And
Some of them aren't even old enough to actually drink. You know what I mean? So we got to
Trayvon
drink that
Mullen,
Kool-Aid.
how old is Trayvon? He's like 20.
Trayvon Mullen would be, I think, 21. I know
He's another
Cleveland's
one.
22. Max is 22. I mean, I think though when you look at a lot of these players, the reason why that we brought a lot of those players in last year and why I think you could make the argument we had the best rookie class in probably like 10 years against almost any
No,
NFL
no,
team just
they
in terms of
actually did the
production.
stats.
What?
They actually did the statistics. We had the best rookie class in the modern era.
Oh, dude, it's
The
we had the
number
most receptions, rushing yards, it's like touchdowns. But I mean, you can also look at the stats and say, well, a lot of other teams don't have to play as many rookies as what we did, which is totally fair. We had a lot of injuries, a lot of other things. But my example was going to be not only are these guys good football players, they're leaders, right? Like Cleveland is a
character,
leader in the locker room, right? And Mike Mayock, John Gruden, this entire offseason, they talked about one thing:
character,
let's change a
character,
culture.
character.
Let's
Yeah,
change a culture, character. Knock on wood with your if you're with me. It was the whole thing. They did it at Hard Knocks, and I think when you look at that, that's what you're getting with a lot of these players. Jonathan Abram, leader. Josh Jacobs, leader. Cleveland Furl, leader. Mullen, leader. I mean, LSU, Foster Moreau, he wore the number 18. And for those of you that don't know how big of a privilege that is, go look up every single year the player that is like the leader in the locker room. wears 18. So like you go out, you find these players, you put them on the team, and I'm excited to see what we got this year. We got 5 picks in the top 100, so
You know
I'll
what,
be
bro?
tuned in.
Foster Moreau. Whew. Bad
5
man.
touchdowns.
He's a bad man.
He's a good dude. He's
You know what? I was a little hurt personally when he got injured because bro, he had some clutch catches, and I'll never forget. I think it was the UK game against
Bears.
the Bears. Even the commentator thought it was Waller that caught it. Remember? They was like, "Oh, and Darren Waller with another touchdown." He's like, "Oh wait, Foster Moreau, bro." Like
That was his first touchdown.
bro. He's such an underrated receiving tight end. Like I think we could run next year because I hope his MCL or whatever it was, his ACL injury, which is really tough to combat from. I hope he gets super healthy. I think that's why they signed Jason Witten as an insurance policy.
Yep.
Just in case he gets hurt again. But I think Faroe is the next Jason Witten because he is a stud, bro. Like even in those first couple of games, dude, like when Gruden was running the old school Patriots offense where he was doing the double tight ends, like bro, I thought I was watching Gronk for an Aaron Fernandez. No, bro, that's what he was running.
I think
it worked.
I think what's Derek basically proven his entire career? He loves tight ends. So I think what did they do? You go out and you really make a player. I mean, Darren Waller, he has all the metrics. It was just always, could he put it together on the field? And then you go out, you get a Foster Moreau from LSU. Now, his injury happened week 11, and I think right now with the whole coronavirus issue going on, you can't really figure out if Foster Moreau is fully healthy or not. That's why they signed Nick O'Leary. That's why they went out and got Jason Witten. But if you want to talk about building a team, building a culture, and a lot of people are like, Mitch, why would the Raiders sign Jason Witten? I mean, if you gave the example too, because I think Foster Moreau, and he even said it on his Instagram, I am trying to build my career after Jason Witten, who, whether you like Jason Witten or not, he's going to go down as one of the greatest tight ends ever, but he's also going to go down as one of the greatest pros ever. And if you want to be able to teach all these young players that we have how to not just be good football players, but be good pros, that's the kind of teaching that you're going to get. And that's what Jason Witten's going to do.
Yeah, I think Gruden's trying to bring in veteran leadership.
Yep.
He's trying to, because honestly, I think our tight end group is one of our strengths by far. I think our tight ends and our linebackers, which for years was our weakest point, are now our strongest point. And now our wide receivers and corners are an absolute mess.
I mean, I think, you got to figure out what you got in LaMarcus Joyner. He's going to play nickel again. You got Demarius Randall now back in safety. He'll be there with Abram. And then you got Mullen. You just got to find another, honestly, like I think 2 corners. And there's a lot of really good corners in this year's draft, especially, corners like later on. Like I did a mock draft the other day. I had Noah Igbenogany. He's a good guy that I like out of Auburn. You got A.J. Terrell, where if the Raiders, honestly, I think the Raiders end up trading pick 19. They go back, put A.J. Terrell on the team. I think we're going to be okay. Like our defense needs a lot of help. There's no doubt about it. But luckily in this draft, you go pick 12, I think at wide receiver, which they'll do. And you can get a lot of cornerback talent. And there's some really good linebackers that I like in the 3rd round. So it'll be fun. We'll be live for all 7 rounds too over at Chat Sports. So you guys can come check us out.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like Mayock is going to have something up his sleeve. And
I think he's one of the smartest people in football.
I'm so happy that they have him in that front office. No, I'm serious because I feel like we're an actual respectable organization again. You know what I mean? I feel like we went through that time period where Al passed. I feel like the organization was just kind of trying to figure its way out, and basically we had Reggie for a little bit. Reggie brought in, I'm not going to lie, Reggie brought in some good guys. Reggie brought in Derek. Reggie brought in Amari. Reggie brought in Mac. Reggie brought in some good talent, but this is Gruden's era. Gruden's bringing in his good talent. We got Abram, we got Klee, we got Max. I think going back to your point, bro, of leadership, I really think they should bring back Vontaze on a 1-year deal for more incentivized money, low low front end, maybe $1 million or $2 million up front, incentivized. If he doesn't get suspended, he can get paid through at the end of the season. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, he was playing middle linebacker.
He's
He
good.
was he was laying the wood.
Well, he knows the Paul Gunther system. Like
Bro,
he was the quarterback out there on the defense, and that's
did you
why
see what,
he
did
was a captain.
did
And
you see what that man
I
was doing?
what's up?
Bro, did you see what he was doing? He
Oh,
was
he's
he was going end to end. He was everywhere, making tackles like, and then this
Montez can play.
bro, he can he play? He had like 4 sacks by like week 5. I'm like, and then he gets hurt, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden, Tahir Whitehead takes over. He's a good run stopper, but he can't cover. That's why they got Nick Kwiatkowski. That's why they got
Yep.
Corey Littleton, because we had no coverage linebackers. Lamarcus Joyner was getting freaking lit up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, I think we brought in Randall. He's obviously better at safety. If we do need an emergency option, we could always move him to corner. But I think you're right. I think 12. I think 12. You gotta go. You gotta go CeeDee Lamb, bro.
He's
Or
there. I think the Jets go Jerry Judy.
to be
Will
honest,
be
I'll be happy with either three. I don't care.
I'm totally with you. I just think like we have a major need. We got to be able to get some speed. We got to be able to get a reliable option, and I think either one of those 3 wide receivers I'd be more than happy with. So
Jerry Judy to me is more of a technician.
yeah, I think he's the safest one, honestly. Like if you could tell me like safest floor is Jerry Judy, I think highest upside is CeeDee Lamb, and I just think Henry Ruggs he's a good football player, but I don't think he has the upside just because he doesn't have the natural gifts in terms of size that
Yeah,
CeeDee Lamb does.
bro.
Like CeeDee Lamb to me is like DeAndre Hopkins, just like a
I,
lesser
dude,
version.
you just read my bro. You literally just read my mind, because that was my NFL comparison for CeeDee Lamb. Was a DeAndre Hopkins type,
He's
physical,
physical.
physical,
CeeDee's a Raider.
hands all day. He's a Raider. I mean, the guy's gonna look good in silver and black.
Most people
Um,
do.
everybody does. I mean, that's my favorite 2 colors. But I think they get one of the top 3 receivers at 19. But see, the thing is, if they trade back at 19, it's like, then we get the corners in the second. What like? I
Yeah,
feel like we need a first round talent though in the secondary.
so I think the only issue with a lot of these cornerbacks is you're going to see talent fall at corner. I think this year because a lot of it is like you got Christian Fulton. You could throw in a name like C.J. Henderson. I think Henderson goes a little bit earlier, but then you got the guy from Gladney from TCU, A.J. Terrell. You have so many corners, in my opinion, that are so close in terms of like level of competitiveness and where they could fit in our team. I think that honestly, like the difference between 19 and like 40 is actually not that big of a difference. So the way that I look at it is I have enough confidence in Mike Mayock to be able to find that diamond in the rough, if you will. And, if you go up and you're playing baseball or something like that, you're given 1 strike compared to 2. I think if we give Mike Mayock 2 strikes, 2 picks, we're going to have a better chance of hitting a home run than if you just give him 1. So I have confidence in them. I think that they earned that right last year with what they were able to do in the draft. And I think pick 19 is a draft pick that we end up trading down because if we can go trade down and get another corner and then get maybe a linebacker, or maybe get, another wide receiver or something like that. I just think the more players you add, we have a lot of holes to fill. And you got to remember now the rosters go from 53 to 55. That might not seem like a lot to some people, but when you look at what the Raiders had to deal with last year in terms of suspensions, injuries, and just inexperienced play, I mean, 2 players, that could make a big difference.
It's great, man. And then you bring up that point about depth, you know,
Yeah.
and Mayock consistently talks about depth. We're playing football here. We're not playing golf. So, people are getting hurt, man. And you got to be able to plug somebody in. Hey, it's the next guy up in the NFL.
I mean, people hate to say it, but it's why the Patriots have been so successful is because they don't go out and they don't get these superstars that don't want to buy in. Like you go to New England, you buy into the system, and they get players who know exactly what their role is and they do exactly what they need to do. It's what makes it effective. It's what I think the Raiders are trying to do. It's what a lot of NFL teams are trying to do. And I think, I don't like to use the 49ers as an example, but they are a very good example of a football team that was 4-12, invested in defense and invested in a running game. Everyone bought into a system, and then they went to the Super Bowl. I mean, if anyone thinks like that, this Raiders team just from one good draft class can't flip it around, you're crazy. You're not watching sports. So,
Nope.
and this is honestly the first year. Like I know I've talked to a lot of athletes that said that they didn't want to go play for Oakland because of the facilities. And if anybody doesn't think that the facilities are a big factor for these players, where they're also going to have to put their friends, their family.
Yep.
I mean, Oakland was amazing, but Las Vegas is a bigger moneymaker. You're going to be able to save a lot more money in taxes. And I mean, if you're an NFL star who's going to be hitting free agency, you're like, I want to go to Las Vegas. I'm going to make a lot more money, and I'm going to go for a growing franchise. I mean, the Raiders, just in terms of money, I mean, the day they went from Oakland to Las Vegas, just in terms of money, like revenue, they made $1.5 billion. Like, that's how much extra the Raiders were worth after the move from Vegas.
Bro,
I mean, am I going to miss Oakland? Yeah. Am I going to miss the Coliseum? Absolutely. Will we ever have that home field advantage like we had at the Black Hole? Probably not. But if it's about just win, baby, Vegas is going to help us do that.
It's always going to be about just win, baby, and I can't wait.
That's what I mean.
I can't wait to see that Al Davis torch the stadium. It's going to remind me of the Seattle Seahawks stadium. Where they have that big torch. I think it's going to be really, really cool. And to be honest with you, I think the Las Vegas stadium, I don't know if it will be as black hole-ish as it was there, but I don't think
so.
I do think that stadium is going to be hype. Like, I think people are going to be going nuts.
It's going to be the best stadium. And I think it's going to be the most futuristic, the best stadium in all of sports. And, I'll give you one more thing, because then I got to get going here. But
yeah,
I think the very first game this year is going to be played in the Vegas stadium. So what I hear from people who I trust, or it's going to be Raiders versus Buccaneers, John Gruden's old team. Tom Brady's coming to Vegas. I think that's going to be the first game that goes down.
That's going to be absolutely insane, man. And
oh yeah.
I hope I don't want to play Brady.
I do. Bring it.
I don't want to play Brady, bro. I don't. I don't.
Brady's going to be Brady, right? He's got a great offense this year with the Buccaneers, but I mean, there's definitely a little bit of a decline, and I think Brady's a great quarterback, but
he does. I think his
going to a new team's not easy.
Not easy. I don't know if the ball's going to have the same spin as it used to, but I mean, I didn't even know. That's a great point, man. I know you got to get going. I'm super excited, bro, for the season. Maybe we can do just another quick, next Gen Boyz draft recap after the draft. I think we could do another quick little 20-30 minute sesh. We could do a little synopsis on the draft. We could do our opinions on who we think on the choices and what we think Mayock did.
Yep.
And everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll be posting this very shortly. Once again, hey Mitch, why don't you tell everybody your IG handle, your Twitter handle, where they can find you.
Can I get it up on screen? There you go.
Go ahead, bro.
It's not really easy to see. It's called The Raiders Report. Check it out on YouTube. And then the company that I work for is Chat Sports. That's my business card. If anybody wants to talk Raiders, hit me up at Mitchell Renz 365. But The Raiders Report is all about interaction. We have a really fun show. We'll put you up on screen. And if you want to talk Raiders, that's what it's all about. So hit me up. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report.
Once again, guys, that's Mitchell Renz. Thanks, Mitch. I appreciate it, man. He's a great analyst. He has a big future. I mean, ESPN, I don't know what you guys are waiting for, because this kid is way better than Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah,
so
that one's for Chucky Head. So
Chucky, believe it, baby. ESPN or NFL Network, you believe it, baby. We got a stud right here. Yeah. Shit. At least he got his barber though. My barber. I mean, I'm dying right now. But guys, once again, thanks for coming in. With Mitchell Renz, man. We'll talk about the Raiders after the draft. Hey, let's go Raider Nation. Believe it, baby. For Chucky Heads. Love you, Mitch. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Much love, Nick.
All right, boys.